All right. Dr. Leisle, dentist dealing with children. Dr. Leisle, how does thumb sucking and pacifiers, the lollipop, there's all kinds of myths out there that it's whatever. Shed some light on it.
Well, I'm glad you asked that. Thumb sucking in the office, I don't really, when a parent comes in and says, my child's sucking their thumb, and they're like 2 years of age or 3 years of age, and they say, what do I do? I've been putting bad tasting things on. They still suck their thumb, and I'm afraid they're going to distort their mouth. And it is true that if a child is an aggressive thumb sucker, I mean, it's in there like almost like 24/7, or if they're on a pacifier like that, it can distort the mouth. And the thumb sucking is not as bad as a pacifier as far as distorting the teeth. But the thumb sucking I do not see as a major problem until they're after 4 or 5 years of age. So what I recommend to the parents is around 40 years of age to start educating the child by showing the child that how mom and dad's teeth look. They look fine, but now little Johnny or Susie, when they put their thumb in the mouth, that they notice that their upper front teeth are being pushed out and the lower front teeth are being pushed in, and that it doesn't look like mom and dad. And because the child is looking to the parents for identity, especially the father, when they start talking to him in that way, not as a shaming type of thing, like you shouldn't do that, shame on you, but instead educating with a positive reinforcement, well, this is why you want to do it. And a 3-year-old just can't pick up that concept. A 2-year-old can't pick that up. But a 4-year-old, 4 to 5 years of age, they can pick that up. They can start understanding. They're in preschool usually, and they understand the concepts. If I do this, there's a consequence, positive or negative. And so thumb sucking is not a big deal to me until they're 4 of them. So 4 to 5, the parents educating, and then after 5 years of age, if they're not able to stop on their own, we can make an appliance for the child to wear in the mouth, but the child has to have a desire to stop. A child that does not desire to stop, even though the parent wants it, I don't make a retainer for. Because a child will work around it. And it's a waste of money and time and frustration for the parent. Now, the other aspect on the pacifiers, that's very important. I do not like a pacifier in the mouth at any time. 0 days in the mouth. And the reason why is a pacifier will cause much more destruction and can be in there so much longer than a thumb can. And when I look at a child between a pacifier and a thumb, 2 children, one with a pacifier, one with a thumb, almost always the pacifier is much worse in its orthodontic destruction, causing the upper front teeth to be pushed way out, lower teeth down. It can get so bad, out of 20 teeth, the only teeth that are touching are 4 teeth in the back. That's an $8,000 to $10,000 ortho charge when they're trying to restore the mouth and bring the orthodontics, bring the teeth and the mouth back together. And that's, the money is not as bad a problem as the self-image of a child that's going through, 8, 9, 10 years of age, and the other children are making teasing comments. It's terrible on their self-image.
Interesting. Well, what's interesting is that a pacifier is so much worse because a pacifier, after all, it's a rubber. It's almost non-existent. You can bite on it. There's just a couple millimeter in between, where a thumb is an inch.
But a thumb gets sore after a while. And I'm just telling you, all I'm going is out of the over 300,000 children I've seen. Now they're not all with a thumb and pacifier.
How many children you have seen?
Over 300,000.
300,000.
Yeah, over 30 years.
300,000.
Yeah,
that's almost as much as the federal deficit.
Yeah, right. We won't go there. Anyway, so what I've seen in my experience, maybe I have an isolated experience, but in the experience that I've had, a pacifier is always worse. And, I mean, obviously, there'll be some children who can be on a pacifier. They don't put it in their mouth much. The parents are very educated as far as not doing it much. But I just don't like seeing them because it gets away from you so fast.
Right. Well, I do not think that if you have seen 300,000 children, that your observation is isolated. I really do not think so.
You think?
I mean, I talk to lots of dentists and doctors. Frankly, I don't think I've seen anybody who's seen 300,000 kids. I really don't. You know, I mean, you're well kept.
I told you I love treating kids. I love kids.
Wonderful. Well, that's good. It's good to know for the parents listening to this video that you've been around kids. Thanks a lot. Very informative.
Very welcome.
Very informative.